Now, Assistant Superintendent for Support Services Jeff Plattenberg will talk to you about our construction program.
Thank you, Dr. Hattrick. Every year at budget time, it's said that Loudoun County can build schools more efficiently, more cheaply, or just differently. In fact, Loudoun schools are built at a cost per square foot that's among the lowest, if not the lowest, in the state. This is because we build from a prototype, and contractors know exactly what it will cost to construct a building for us. People will state at budget time that building a two-story school is cheaper and that we're wasting money with single-story construction. This simply isn't true. All of Loudoun's high schools, with the exception of Loudoun Valley and Broad Run, are two stories. We're now building our first two-story elementary school, Buffalo Trails, and our first-story middle school, J.O. Michael Lunsford Middle School. These schools, the two stories, have stairwells and architectural features required by the Americans with Disabilities Act that actually make the two-story schools larger in terms of square footage than our prototype. Their cost is virtually the same as the one-story model. The reason we're building two stories is the limited land available on which to place them. It's also a myth that we can cheaply expand our current schools to meet growing enrollment. Besides the prohibitive cost of expansion, it doesn't take into account the core facilities such as gyms, auditoriums, cafeterias, hallways, and parking lots are not necessarily designed to handle the number of students these additions would generate. You'll also hear that we can cut costs simply by adding trailers. By the time we bring the trailers up to the code, make the county requirements be met, and comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act, the trailers actually cost almost as much as a bricks and mortar classroom. What isn't a myth is that our buildings are among the most energy efficient schools in the state. We've been going green for more than 15 years now, long before it was popular. We have more EPA Energy Star buildings than any other school district in Virginia. Our energy education program also has saved Loudoun County taxpayers more than $30 million.
As we've shown during the last few minutes, Loudoun County has gotten a great deal back for the investment we've made in education.
During the next few weeks, the school board will be working with the Board of Supervisors and members of the General Assembly to secure funding for next year's school budget. The General Assembly in particular is extremely important to our budget this year. If state funding levels are adjusted to reflect our new local composite index, Loudoun will receive an increase of approximately $34 million in state funding for our schools. Our legislative delegation is working hard to make this change, which would follow the precedent set for more than 30 years in determining the state's share of funding for public education. If these funds are received from the state, they would eliminate the need for any increase in local funding of our schools for next year. Public input and suggestions are an important part of the budget process and are always welcomed by the school board and the Board of Supervisors. Your suggestions can be sent electronically to either or both boards, or you can come to one of the public hearings for the budget to testify. Everyone involved wants to be sure that we have an open budget process where every part of our community is recognized and heard from. We who work for you in the schools recognize the importance of our partnership to provide Loudoun students the best education possible. We know that we are educating today's students for their future and the future of our community.